Hello, my name is Tailor Sallee. I'm a zero-waste fashion designer here in St. Petersburg, Florida. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the tools I use for my basic mending and repairing projects. Let's get to it. So, two of the most basic tools that you're going to need to start your upcycling projects are a simple needle and thread. The next tool that you're going to want to have is a rotary cutter, or a basic pair of scissors will do. These are going to help with cutting out patches or upcycling tank tops, t-shirts. These are nice if you don't have a needle and thread. You can do a lot with a basic pair of scissors. Your rotary cutter is going to give more crisper and cleaner lines when you're cutting. It is not a necessity. You don't have to have one of these, but it does make it a lot easier for when you're advancing in your sewing projects and doing more difficult designs. The next tool that I will be showing you guys is a tape measure. This is actually a fabric tape measure, so you can wrap it around your body and it's going to curve better than a ruler, which is kind of, you can do with the ruler, it's just going to be a little bit more difficult. These are just easier to measure yourself, take somebody else's measurements. But yeah, so you're going to need a tape measure for your upcycling projects. My next tools are a basic piece of tailor's chalk. These are really helpful when you're drawing your lines on a project. It can seem quite easy to cut from memory, but these are going to make your designs extra crisp and have your seams really accurate. And when it comes to clothing, you want your clothes to fit as tailored as possible, so they're not baggy, unfitting. You can really make any style and price range of clothing look good if it's tailored to your body. Your best friend right here, your tailor's chalk, will help you draw your lines to cut your seams and then eventually sew them into your upcycled project. You're going to want to invest in some good sewing needles. So these guys are going to hold your design together when you have two pieces of fabric that you need to sew together. You need to secure them basically with a pin so that they're not sliding around when you're trying to sew them together on a machine versus hand. You still need some security on those two layers of fabric so they're not slipping around, and you can have your design looking as good as possible. I have mine here on my magnetic pin picker-upper. I actually found this at one of my local craft stores. This has been a lifesaver because these little guys fall and are lost forever for me in my studio. So this, I just wave on my studio table and it picks it up for me. I think I got it for like under $15, so it was worth the investment for me. I stepped on way too many sewing needles at the time I've been sewing, so that's just a little tool I use for my tools. One of the tools I use the most in my upcycling designs is actually my seam ripper. This is helpful whenever you're trying to take out old seams from a pre-loved garment and maybe take a garment in or take out a zipper. This really comes in handy. I use this weekly, if not daily. So yeah, this is going to be your trusty seam ripper. And again, you can get these at any of your local craft stores. They're going to be very inexpensive. Sometimes they even come in a kit with your seam ripper, your needle and your thread, and maybe a little small pair of scissors. So really accessible tool to find and essential for upcycling projects. So the very last tool that I'm going to be showing you guys today is my needle threader. I have used one of these in the past. I don't always use one of these, but I've talked to a lot of people and they seem to think that this makes it easier for them when they're sewing, especially if you don't have the best vision. It's really tiny details when you're threading a needle. So this little guy right here is going to help you bring the thread through the needle so you don't have to basically try to squint your eyes and get the thread through that little hole. These are going to be a lifesaver if that is a problem for you. These are like a couple dollars at the local craft store. I'm pretty sure you can get them at like the dollar store. But if you're trying to be sustainable, I think you can probably find them in the craft section of your local thrift store too. And lastly, I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys for watching my videos, supporting my sustainable fashion journey. And as always, you can find this on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, Twitter, all the social accounts basically at Tailor Sallee, TailorSallee. You can find us on our website, all of our one-of-a-kind designs at www.tailorsallee.com. And yeah, I just want to say thank you again, and go subscribe to our channel, like this video, drop a comment if you've enjoyed or found this helpful at all. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks guys again.